If elections were held today or yesterday, Gachagua will win.
Win what?
That's what not that he will win the election.
Wait. Would win.
That's what the opinion polls say.
Would win what?
Just to tell
Unless
you,
you're talking about an eating competition.
The man you are dismissing like that is a serious guy.
Listen, did you see the cat? This is something I like about Professor Manyora. Listen.
Me, I'm only being logical.
No, it's
you can be what you want. Me, I'm applying logic.
No, that's not logic. In fact, it's flawed logic.
Good evening to you and welcome to Checkmate on Hot 96. It has been about 2 weeks since I was here. My colleague Teddy O was holding the fort for me. Nilikuwa nimeenda kudiklata kidogo, and we're back with a lot. Of course, it has been a very eventful week. We had Katiba at 15. We've had the issues about the electronic government procurement services system, and of course a lot in terms of also the impeachment process for Kericho Governor Dr. Eric Mutai. So Gabriel, tuanze na mdosi wako President William Ruto. He was talking tough today about EGPS.
And he needed to.
What do you have to make about?
First of all, the government went through a great deal of initiating this system. And I keep telling people, this system, people just did not just sit and draw things on top of their heads to say, let's put in a system that, first of all, will equalize how people do business with government. That is one. Number two is that it will provide a fair playing field for everyone. Listen, government procurement, as Prof will tell you here, was actually, geared to several people. And not only that, you had so many people who knew, how to manipulate that system. You've had CS Mbadi talk many times that you would supply and somebody would come and pluck papers out of it. Now, the previous administration tried, even though they did some, you remember there was a time, the polygraph machines that were checking to do your heart, whether you're lying or not.
Yes.
Taking come on. So we instituted one of the best electronic procurement systems that is ready to go, which in fact had already started going live. But as usual, you find people from without and also from within who don't want that system because of what it's going to do. I have had so many people chastise that system, not because of anything else, but because of what it's going to do. I tell you, today I can sit here without fear of contradiction and tell you this is the administration since independence that has leveraged on technology when it comes to accountability and being openness and also being fair. Now, Emmanuel, you will be able to transact with government. Cynthia, you will be able to transact with government. Do business with government. Professor Manyora here will be able to transact with government. A field, you didn't know the tenders that were in any MDA. You had no idea. But now, guess what? They'll be in black and white. You can go to a system and see, as a matter of fact, you can even see who supplied and at what cost.
Okay.
If that is not openness, if that is not accountability, you show me what is.
People always resist the change because change is frightening. Change is frightening because people are used to the familiar. It's human nature. Number one. Number two, you can't resist technology. You can't resist change. And the benefits of going digital are there. Even media resisted when we are moving from analog to digital.
We had to.
Sometimes they look back and wonder what is it they were fighting. Matiang'i. Was it Matiang'i?
I think it was Matiang'i at that time.
I think it was Matiang'i then. So even this one the president is talking about certainly is a good idea. The only problem with Gabriel Muduma, and I think they should stop paying him because he's earning a free money.
Did you hear what he said?
You see, what Gabriel Muduma and his people, the boss is called who? My friend Manyora.
No.
What they are
about a system, you are talking about my problems. What are my problems?
What they are unable to do is to work with the people of Kenya. However good an idea or a thing is, if the people for whom it is intended, it is a strange monster, you are wasting your time. So the president should not even be angry or annoyed with people. Least of all, shout at them. The president should use Muduma, and where they are unable, they look for me. For people's buy-in. An idea, however good, must belong to the people.
For the
So
people,
that
by
as
the
you
people.
implement that idea, you work with the people. That is where this government is failing. Even SHA, last time we were here, we talked about SHA. It may not be as bad as Kenyans think it is. But the problem is the people are not with that idea. They must buy into that idea. So this digital platform for procurement and anything else is a good platform. But the people of this country should not be ambushed. They should be part of the story.
Emmanuel, me and you, and I think you've been here when systems are being brought to the fore, when systems are being implemented. The issue is not that the implementation process is foreign. No. It is the people who want the status quo. They put up a fight. He's talked about SHA. If I tell you the fight within SHA by the middlemen and the cartels, they have the money, they have the know-how, they have sometimes some of the best lawyers, honestly, that money can find, because they don't want to let go that goose that's laying the golden egg. This is somebody who has done this and millions into billions worth of money. And you're telling him, one day you wake up and say, you're introducing a system that is going to close all the loopholes that this man has been making all the money in. They will put up a fight, and a spirited one at that. We saw it even when we were talking about capitation. The minister just the other day said he's starting a process of closing all these ghost schools. Who do you think opened these schools? Go to, even forget the SHA that we're talking about. Go to coffee. Go to tea. Go to milk. Look at the people who owned that industry. They put up a spirited fight. But let me tell you what, they lost. Today the farmer who was getting 55 shillings, after those middlemen were chucked out and those cartels, their same farmer package is getting 155 shillings.
Okay.
Do you think
we'll
that's a small fight? That is a huge fight, my friend.
Okay.
So the issue, Prof, here, it is not that we are not talking. It's not that people don't have a buy-in. No. We have cartels and middlemen who are putting up a spirited fight because they don't want to lose their bread. And guess what? On this one, when it comes to technology, they've already lost.
And there's no going back.
Oh, no. No. Let me tell you, the president spoke to it. We obviously saw people even pushing some members of parliament to start rabble-rousing, to say that this system is not the best. Obviously, they don't have the points to fight that technology.
Okay.
They still want to go back to manual and manipulate procurement, where they pluck papers from the tender documents, and that is what we are not going to allow.
All right, that is CS Mbadi, CS Treasury.
You cannot change the law by a circular. You can only change the law through parliament. And that's why I was saying in my earlier contribution that people don't know the powers we have. They will realize our power is slowly.
Some parts of this country do not have internet, Mr. Speaker. How do you want someone in Samburu, in the outlying areas of Mandera, in Kerio Valley, Mr. Speaker, where there's no signal, for them to participate in tender process that is called EGPS, Mr. Speaker?
The biggest beneficiaries when it came to doing business, I don't want to say it here, but all of you here know who those people are. Yeah? And like I've told you, it is...
We actually don't know.
Yes, you do. It is,
we don't know.
It is...
The listeners don't know.
You see?
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. The lowest form of example I can give you. In Nairobi today, most restaurant owners, and I'm giving you an example that may tie into what we are talking about, this new system, have moved from accepting cash. You've all seen this. You go and they tell you what are they accepting? M-Pesa or pay by card. The biggest resistance they get, it's not from without, it's from within. The workers are like, that's a story, and they will still come and find ways of manipulating that system. The reason why I gave you that example is to show you the people who have done business with government for the longest do not want to hear an electronic system that has accountability, but most importantly, transparency. And they will fight it to the core. When the president just the other day chastised people and said of a corrupt house, he knew what he was saying. Yeah. And it's true, I agree. Many people like, Prof here may not have been probably able to interpret quickly, but I can interpret for him. When the president says he's a consumer of raw intelligence, he knew what he was talking about.
Okay, we'll get to the corruption.
There are many people, and this one.
Are you saying the MPs are corrupt, so that's why they are rejecting this?
Hey, it's not me saying. Most of the MPs have actually said,
if the law says there shall be both electronic and manual processing of procurement, that is the law. And if you want to change the law, you change the law. That's what I've heard the MPs say. And they are saying you cannot change the law by way of a circular from Mbadi or wherever it is. So if we remain with that, there's nothing wrong with that. The truth is, the law is superior to a circular. You cannot vary a law by way of a circular. So that's a fact. Secondly, the governors are said to be opposed. We haven't heard them say, but they are opposed. I also know they are opposed. Waswahili wanasema aliyeumwa na nyoka huogopa akiona ganda lake. You know? The IFMI system has really messed governors. I know that. I've been for 5 years, I was a member of the county. It's called CBF, County Budget and Economic Forum of my county. And sometimes I would ask those ministers, CCs, how come you have not utilized all the money you are given? IFMI messes them. So when you come up with another digital platform, another electronic, another system, they could be apprehensive. I understand. They could be apprehensive. Of course, then there are also challenges of, penetration of network and things like that. Those are genuine concerns. And those are the things I was saying they should be addressed. The users, the consumers are complaining. 1, because of ignorance. 2, because of fear. 3, because of practical reasons. Like, something's new, the people need to be prepared to work with it, connectivities and issues. Those are practical challenges. But there's also normal resistance to change, which again you have to deal with, and that is within the domain of Gabriel Muduma. And whenever it becomes too tough for him, he should look for me, so that we have. But to me, the bigger problem is not the means of procurement. There are bigger challenges. Kenyans will not be convinced that this digital platform will make it difficult for the thieves to continue stealing through procurement.
Okay.
Because we know in this country, Manyora and Emmanuel, who are small people, cannot do the sort of things people do with government procurement. This is done by the big boys and the big girls. Will this thing, for once, stop them from stealing using procurement? I very much doubt so, and many people are also doubting. Look, there have been things that are on platforms, digital platforms. When you go to operate, maybe you want to tender. It's not starting now. These things are there. It is jammed. You can't access.
Kida Gabriel jam it.
They jam it. They are clever. They will jam it. Then they will just open kidogo. Check and they put inside. There's. Then they jam it.
Gabriel lastly.
You
because we need to move it forward.
It's not a joke.
You see that mentality of the example he gave. You and him cannot access government services because they are obviously somebody already has been given to them. That is the thing that my president has been wanting people to run away from. Another example I'll give you. In Homa Bay and in the affordable housing here in Ruto, I met a group of people who told me when we got the tender of supplying steelworks, and here I'm talking about window frames, what were Juakali? The amount of money they were given, the bank had to call so many people to confirm whether these people had been given that money. They had been given 78 million shillings.
Okay.
These are young Juakali men. They had never seen such money. Okay. Let me tell you, that mentality, Prof, is what my president wants Kenyans to run away from. All because for the longest, Emmanuel, we've lived in this norm and we've normalized it that mwananchi wa kawaida hawezi fanya biashara na serikali. That is the mindset the president doesn't want.
Okay.
And that's why you hear some funny guy, he will just rub rouse and say, oh, ile simiti yote inapatiwana kwa hizo. Atini. The young men and women in mashinani are the ones getting those contracts. There is proof.
Let me show you a lie.
You show me yours.
Let me show you a lie. By the time you get a tender that will pay you 78 million, the banks already know you. How will those young people have conducted such a business without the banks? How?
What do you mean, the deposit?
You are saying the bank is surprised that people are being paid 78
Yes,
million.
because
And I'm telling you, I am telling you, for you to do a business where you'll be paid 78 million, the banks will have been with you all the way, because you can't do it from
you know,
and
you say
saying
it's
they are
lying.
young.
No. Did you see the catch?
Listen.
Did you see the catch?
Roger,
Did you see the catch? And this is something I like about Professor Manyora. He always has something to do.
Listen,
You see, the first time I got
the viewers want to
listen, the first time I got a private contract.
Wait a bit.
The amount of money that was
Let-
put in my
let's wait a
account, the
bit,
bank
please.
had to call me and
Okay.
say, hey boss,
Let
account yangu
Prof
hujawahi pata
conclude.
pesa kama
Let
hii,
me wait a
umetoa
bit.
wapi?
Okay,
Please,
let Prof
tell him
conclude
to
so
it,
that we
but
make
I'm saying,
progress.
You are saying small, almost inconsequential, unknown entities
Correct.
are being paid 78 million. So
Even
the
more.
first thing is somebody who is not known, who has never held such a money, whose account will raise suspicion because they are being paid million. How would they have done that business without acquiring money from the bank to do that business?
Do you know how
So
Juakali
the
works?
banks already know them.
They wouldn't know this.
No!
So it's not true. What you are saying is a lie.
Listen.
Okay, let's move forward. Let's move it.
Listen.
Me, I'm only being logical.
No, it's
you can be what you want. Me, I'm applying logic.
No, that's not logic. In fact, it's
logic.
It's flawed logic.
It's logic.
It's very flawed.
How?
By the way, Prof, if
And
you're
so
doing
one day you appear one day you appear in
my
a bank,
Juakali business,
your account has 100 million, you have been
my
paid.
Juakali
The banks
business-
are so
listen,
surprised.
Prof, now you see
How
that's
will
a
you have
problem.
done that?
My
business?
Juakali business, if these young people, their Juakali business, their turnover was 10 million, 5 million, 10 million.
Okay.
And all of a sudden,
How do they
and
get?
all of a sudden, wait.
How do they manage that?
Wait.
Utanunua chuma wapi?
Ngoja, sasa unaona
Si
shida yako
lazima uende
ndio.
kwa bank wakukopesha pesa.
Hapana.
Utatoa pesa wapi ya chuma?
Hapana. So
Don't
all
lie
of
to
a sudden,
him, Gabriel.
you get a big contract. Kama
You
hiyo ya
are
housing.
spinning for government.
Hiyo ya
You are
housing.
spinning in a better way.
Prof. You see, this is where you fail.
Let's move
Me, I'm
it
giving
forward.
you
And I'm here to help you.
No,
Let's move it
you're not
forward.
helping.
Gentlemen.
You are not believing.
I can
Gentlemen,
help you how to speak.
You know?
first person President William Ruto, second person former Deputy President
Oh, it was
Rigathi
a guy.
Gachagua. Yes.
Oh,
So he says
that
the
guy.
president says the 10 million shillings was paid to pass the anti-money laundering bill, and then
This
he asked the
comes earlier
members,
from intelligence,
did you
I
get
do not
that money? So Gachagua is saying, okay, he seems not even to care about the bribe, but whether it got to the members.
You see, if there's somebody who has a twisted logic, well, I'm sorry, you know, sometimes,
Raw intelligence tells you.
no, you know, it's actually disingenuous for me to be replying to somebody who he doesn't have facts. Number one, and I can tell you, I actually listened to his interview, and if there's one thing I can put out here today, the man cheated, lied to, and lied about everything he said in that interview. It's just like the meeting he had in Boston where he was telling people that there are no roads being built in Mount Kenya. He said it from his own words, from his own mouth. And now, anything he says, it's not only flawed, it's untrue. So there's no way we can give what that crooked man said.
Leave the person.
So,
talk about what he asked.
the president actually, I believe he was talking from the sentence where he said he consumes intelligence. And just like
knows
the
10
question
million was
how
given?
he left it, he knows it was given, and he asked the members of parliament,
Mulipata.
Mulipata. So what the president was trying, the point he was setting across is, he nyumba. And he has said it not once, not twice. Even last year he said it. Because there was a time, and I can know where this is coming from because I've been in some of the discussions when they were happening, and I could see and I could tell that the president was so cross with some of the things that happened in parliament. Primarily, when it comes to asking for money, it is actually a known thing that these go on, or these things go on. So the president was saying, you guys, fanyeni kazi yenyu. Is to legislate. And I remember there was a time he even called on a few members of House committees to actually express his disappointment with the mere fact that they were calling on a nearly weekly basis. They were calling on PSs, chairmen, CSs. Every week you are called into a committee. You remember, in fact, there was a debate we had with you some time back. You have cabinet secretaries who will not be able to plan their schedules well because they have to appear in parliament. Now, the previous administration, obviously, we used to see the CASs, they were going to parliament many times. Now we don't have that CAS positions. So you have the PSs, the chairman, who are always there. And when they go there, they're the ones who come with the report.
What Gachagua said.
You can't give relevance to what he said.
No,
I can't sit there and give relevance
that's not how you
to what he
debate.
said. No, it's not debate.
You do not debate.
No. I do not debate. You cannot debate an
Gachagua's
imbalance.
concern
Gabriel.
is this,
Yes.
that the president is worried that the money did not reach the recipients. For Gachagua, he should be concerned with the giving of the bribe. Did I get it?
No.
That's what he said. It's logical.
It's not logical.
It is. He could be wrong, but I'm saying what
Go
he means.
correct. Now you're right.
He could be
He could
wrong.
as always, he's always wrong. Now that's the point.
Gabriel, kuna msemo unasema kwa Kiswahili, mgala muue lakini haki yake mpe.
Huyo hata si mgala.
Huyo ni
Wagala pia wanasema.
Huyo si mgala. Tuanze kwanza, huyo si mgala.
The elections were held today or yesterday. Gachagua will win.
Win what?
That's what so not that he will win the election.
Wait. Would win
That's what the
what?
opinion polls say.
Would win what?
Just to tell
Unless
you,
you're talking about an eating
just
competition.
to tell you the money you are dismissing
Win
like
what?
that is a serious guy.
Gabriel,
I may not vote
this is
for
a
him.
party leader.
I may not
Gabriel,
even
please.
vote for him, but
No.
With all due
no.
respect, you
No,
have
no.
to respect the party leader of the DCP party.
Yes.
He is the party leader.
No.
First of all, I do not believe his impeachment and whatever else is in court can stop Gachagua from running. Anybody who understands the law in this country will tell the politics and the law. The law is clear that until you exhaust all mechanisms up the highest level of appeal, and that's what I applied to Dhangwe and it applied to Sonko. Sonko was stopped because the Supreme Court made the final decision or opinion, gave the final opinion that Sonko would not run.
Just about 2 weeks to go.
Yes. Just a few weeks before the
Election.
whistle was blown. For Gachagua, I doubt that we will reach that place. And even if we reach that place before 2027, a lot of the judiciary is going to find a lot of flaws with the impeachment. They may not reverse that impeachment, but they will find it too harsh to stop Gachagua from holding public office. That's my opinion. So I don't see the impeachment standing in his way. Then there is the politics. A man with this kind of following cannot be stopped to run. If that is possible, and if that were possible, Uhuru and Ruto would not have run in 2013. They were facing graver issues than an impeachment that Gachagua faced. Because of the politics, you could not have stopped Ruto and Uhuru from running. I see the same. Even if the law, the judiciary, said he can't run, it will be very difficult to stop him. As to whether he can make an impact, there's no doubt about it. Today, as we speak from this studio, the most popular opposition leader is Rigathi Gachagua.
So if he's going to remain in that outfit with Akina Kalonzo, all those people, is he the one who's going to fly the flag?
You see, it depends on what they base on to choose the flag bearer. You know, when you are looking for a flag bearer, you look for many things. You don't just look for popularity. If it's a question of popularity, he's the most popular. He has the most numbers. He's the greatest mobilizer. He's the most forceful. Okay? And I think of all those candidates in the opposition, he's the one with the biggest pass. He's the most resourced. And he can mobilize to get money more than any of these people like Kalonzo myself. Is that what they will base on? I don't know. They could look at who is the figure that unites the country most against Ruto. And they could say, tupatie mzee Kalonzo. You see? They could even look at Maraga. They could say Matiang'i is the, so they will base themselves on certain factors, and that may not land on Gachagua, or it may land on him.
If what you've said is true, then I think, like the president keeps saying, they better have a message. And I don't think that message is coming anytime sooner. Truth of the matter is, Herman, me and you have been in these circles for long. And I can guarantee, whether it's an MP seat or a senator seat or a governor seat, or the one for the presidency, sloganeering has never been one to make you win. Sloganeering is just that. Those are words. It's akin to what we say in Mount Kenya, Okanake, ama anguka nayo. Yes, those are slogans. They don't take you, and they are just, you feel good saying it. All right? So if what you're saying is to happen, I don't know any politics that have ever been won in sloganeering. But one thing I can tell you, Kenyans are watching. They are seeing change. They may not still feel as if we are there, but as time go by, people will start asking questions, as they have already started. I saw one person, as an example, who was so against SHA when it started. Just the other day, yesterday to be exact, they were saying how the people in their home have benefited from SHA. And they said, wait a minute, you guys who have not paid for SHA, pay for it, because it's actually changing lives. Number two, I saw doctors now who are supporting this system by saying, now we are able to see, we are able to know when hospitals are paid. We are able now to see hospitals that offer services that are not up to par. They are now starting to accept. I have seen people saying, wait a minute, we may not be there yet, but we were not there, some years back. But now things are mafuta. Hey, wait, things are changing.
Votes don't come from the head. Votes come from the heart. So if you are thinking that the people will now vote for your boss because they can see things, then you have also forgotten that people forgot everything Uhuru Kenyatta had done, and they listened to the stories that Ruto was giving. Okay. And they voted for him.
Okay.
So Prof, votes don't come necessarily from the head. They come from the heart. I don't know where you get it. Many MPs have failed to be re-elected even when they have performed wonders. Because when people want to elect a president, you think they are going to care about roads or things of that nature. They want to change, they want to remove Ruto to put Matiang'i, they will just put him. They will not even care what Matiang'i will do. If you dwell on the hardware, you are not helping President Ruto.
Yes, you have told all that.
Right now, it is the software. You are dealing with the anger people have against the president. You do not address the anger people have by throwing roads.
Anger
this
come
road
from
here.
Somewhere. Where has that anger come from?
Mefunguka, or jobs. When you talk of jobs, the people can even beat you there. They don't see those jobs.
Where is the anger coming from? Jobs are not to be seen.
Talk
jobs,
to us, we tell you.
Since this broad-based government became more solid, yes, we've seen the president and Raila Odinga in one corner versus parliament.
Yes.
Raila started with NGCDF, anasema haifai iende kwa wabunge. The MPs have rejected it. They've gone to the issue of corruption. Both of them are attacking from one end, yes, parliament. Yes. And then we now have the EGPS. What do you make of that? Has this broad-based thing emboldened the president to attack these other arms of government?
Of course, the president feels more secure because of Raila Odinga. He's assured of Raila's numbers, at least most of them, almost all of them. And he also has his own core numbers. He cannot be so threatened by parliament the way he would have been threatened if Raila was still on the other side. So that gives him the confidence to do some things he may not have wanted to do. Now he can do them, especially if they are good things for this country, he will do them. For example, he's going to fight corruption. Kenyans will support him, even if MPs don't want. Kenyans don't support, many reasonable Kenyans feel CDF is misplaced because MPs cannot oversight and at the same time be the one spending the money. And we have devolved systems. All devolved funds should go, like Raila is saying, to the county governments. where the same will be oversighted by MPs. So it makes a lot of sense. If the numbers Raila has brought give the president the confidence to do the right things for the people of this country, he will be supported by all of us.
Do you think he's now getting the confidence to do it? And
I think there's a measure of confidence. Because you see, politics is about survival. And that's why he gave them CDF, knowing it was a wrong thing to do. The High Court had said no. Appeal Court affirmed no. Supreme Court said no. But the president sneaked in some advice from the Attorney General to say they can get CDF. If it was like now, he would have said no.
Okay.
So that confidence the president has, that comes from being with Raila, can benefit the people of this country.
And do you think the MPs, because we're celebrating 15 years of Katiba, do you think the MPs will live up to their independence and say, no, we're going to revolt against these two people?
They don't have the courage. They don't have the conviction. I cannot see MPs in significant numbers standing up against the president. I don't think that can happen. Therefore, that so-called independence of parliament, it will take a while for us to see it.
The point he was really trying to put across was there's a lot of change, and significantly so, that parliament must do. Whether it's through oversight, whether it's remaining independent, and whatever it is, but they must do right by the people. And I really thought that was a very, very good thing coming from somebody who has been in that house, for several seasons. Now, Honorable Raila's support notwithstanding, and in full realization that now things are working better with the broad-based. As you have seen, there's one thing we cannot take away, that yes, the new dawn of a new constitution. We were all happy here, me and Prof here, we've talked about this constitution many times, but he also will agree with me, as we've debated over the years, that it is time we look at this constitution again, and see whether is it ripe for amendments and what have you. The constitution is not written in a stone, it's a spirit of a people. And what is working for us, we embrace. What is not working by the people, we see what we can change. The mere fact that there has been ongoing debate of what MPs should be doing raises concern to all of us. And the Mwananchi will have the final say. There's nothing that's going to be done in the backyard. No, it will come, full throttle to all of us. We will see, we will engage with it.
Okay.
But it is time. It is time.
That
As Honorable Raila is saying, we need to do well, we need to do better by the people.
Constitution. Okay. And the governor saying that what is happening to him is political.
Correct.
What were you doing in Kericho? Okay.
But anyway,
in relation to this, as we wind it up,
but I was able to talk to so many people, and I can tell without fear of contradiction, indeed it was political. And I found myself really, Emmanuel, thinking, have we done, and this I'm talking about the leaders who've been elected, are we doing justice to devolution? Are we doing justice, really? And I kept giving people examples. I'm like, Emmanuel, you choose every place you go, whether it's your service, whether it's that of your children, you like to choose the best. You want to choose the best teacher, you want to choose the best driver if you have one, you want to choose the best restaurant, where you're spending your money. You want to choose the best doctor. What happens when it comes to choosing the leaders? Why can't we also, Professor Manyora, choose the very best? And now MCAs is a very integral part of our governance and devolution. So we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful of the people we elect. Let us do our very best as a country to elect the people, not those who get the acclamation of the majority, but those who have essence, character, and leadership. Because what I saw really is people being moved to say who you are talking, and you are asking them why. Unakuta mtu hata nipadia malinyi ya kwenda Mombasa. Can you imagine? And you sit down, you say governor aende. It has got nothing to do with governance or what he's doing for the people. Now, I am not advocating that governors should not be brought to account. Where it matters, yes, we have all avenues provided by the law and by this constitution to take them through what Governor Mutai went through. It is there. But let's not misuse these provisions of our constitution, Emmanuel.
Okay.
It is retrogressive. It is retrogressive. And I can repeat here again, the people I talked to in Kericho, it was everything to do with politics.
Okay, Prof.
You know, an impeachment is a serious matter. We cannot reduce it to commonplace stuff. It's very serious. It's a provision that we must use carefully so that we don't reduce it to something like what Gachagua went through. Also for governors, they also have to be responsible. They have been given resources by the people of this country, and they must use the resources responsibly. Where there are sufficient grounds to be impeached, they should be impeached.
Correct.
It is politics. I'm surprised Gachagua, not Gachagua, this man you call him, Gabriel, he's saying it was politics. Yes! You can only be impeached through politics. An impeachment, even in America, is politics. It's never about anything else. It's just about politics. Even if people politically don't like your face, they can impeach you because you don't look good. Look, when the impeachment trial reaches the U.S. Senate, it's a question of numbers. It's politics. It's not a question of the charges against the president. You get it? The president will survive because in Senate, when the trial comes, he has the numbers for the trial not to go through. So it's always impeachment is a political process. And that's why I've always said, once a governor has been impeached, our courts should keep off. Let that person go home completely. Because it's just a political process. And you see, you use the law to run the process, but it's a political process. So the Kericho MCS, whether they are illiterate or semi-literate, but they are the politicians of that county. Their word there is law. If the MCS in Kericho feel their governor should go, he should just go.